So imagine this, you have limited time, but you want to make some extra money, right? A side hustle. And you're doing your research on this gig economy thing. You know, those apps and platforms that can help you make extra money on the side. Now, if only there was, one place on the internet to try to learn and you could grow, dominate, and scale your side hustle this year and beyond. If only there was a place. Well, you decide on food delivery. It seems like a popular side hustle, and really any of the apps, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, you sign up, you get activated, you're going online, it's time to make money. But there's one thing in your way from doing that. It is problems. So tonight here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I'm working on one of my side hustles, which is food delivery, working on these apps. And I had two pretty big, but actually pretty common problems. I want you to see what happened. And obviously I'm going to help you out. I'm going to provide you some solutions. Look at what happened. One might even be a glitch. You need to pay attention to that. And again, how can you still make money and utilize that free time that you have if you do run into this? I just want to share a pain point. I've been seeing more of this on Uber Eats. Comment down below if you've seen this, but Uber Eats, you got to stop doing this. Look how many stops, like 10 plus stops. And again, we got another order request, a ton of stops. And hold on here. Another one and another one. Yes. Can you imagine doing a drop? It has like 10 stops. I mean, the dollars to mile ratio, how much we got an order on Grubhub. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? Tonight has been a lot of orders, and this one isn't even that worth it on Grubhub, so I'm going to reject this one. They just don't seem worth it for that many stops. And I don't know how typical that is. Like, usually you'll do 2 or 3 stops, right? But can you imagine 10 or 11 or 12 stops? Please tell me that's a glitch. Please tell me that's a glitch, because I can't imagine. But again, welcome. I'm driving food delivery today. Let's see how much money I'm going to make after getting a handful of orders that aren't worth it. Oh my gosh, finally, thank you, Grubhub, for these bomb orders. It's not the busiest, but they have one-off orders that can pay really well. I'm telling you, you might as well get activated. Check it out. So a stacked order, $23.70, just 4.2 miles, and it positions me in a better area of my marketplace. I like this one. Top down, let's do it. All right, can I share something with you? Another problem that I guarantee is going to happen that you have to watch for on food delivery. So that last order, $23 and 4 point some miles, a really good order, but I'll tell you what, the most important thing you have doing these platforms is managing your time. And both of those restaurants had me wait at least 10 minutes. And that turns what should have been like a 35-minute run, really, until a 50-minute run, or maybe even a 55. Well, right now, yeah, it's right under an hour since I got that request. So it turns $23 with like 15 minutes left in the hour to spare. You can maybe squeeze out another run, which means you could have got like 30 some an hour to just the one run, $23 an hour. And 23 is not bad. The mileage, I mean, the dollars to mile ratio was not bad on that run, but that's a killer time. It's the most valuable thing you have on these side hustles, and there's going to be delays on all of these side hustles, so keep that in mind. That is why I say the ideal stacked order is 1 restaurant and 2 drop-offs. This one, when I saw it, I knew this was a possibility because it's 2 restaurants and 2 drop-offs. I mean, the less restaurants, the 1 drop, you're minimizing your chances of one of these things happening. And here we go. We had double wait time. So wish me luck. Again, 1 restaurant, 2 drop-offs. That's the biggest thing. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm not waiting too long. And yeah, wish me luck on this next run here. So to review, problem number 1, and those extremely high volume stops. Now, we saw this on Uber Eats. Comment down below if you're seeing this on Grubhub or DoorDash. I'm thinking, at least what I've seen, this is an Uber Eats thing. Now, I know the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? It makes sense. I am just really concerned with that stop count. And it's not like we saw it on 1 order. There was like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 orders, and they all had like 6, 8, 12 stops. It's crazy for especially the amount that they're paying you. Now, again, is this a glitch thing? Comment down below. I hope it is. I hope it is. But it didn't make financial sense to accept those. So please don't accept any high volume stops, really more than 3, even if the dollars to mile ratio makes sense. You gotta think about the dollars to time ratio. How much time is that really gonna take? And problem number 2, which I feel like is the most common, I guarantee you're gonna have this on DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, is the stacked order, which is fine because that gives you more opportunities to earn. So now I have 2 drop-offs. But like I told you, if it's, it can be a triple too. It can be 2 drop-offs, or 2 restaurants rather, or 3 restaurants. You can have that. It's a little bit more rare. But keep in mind, it just increases the chances of something happening. I was 2 for 2 on the wait time. Imagine if you're doing a triple stacked order. So how do you resolve these things? Number 1, let's look at that Uber Eats high volume stop request. So, I mean, the simplest thing to do, like I did, is just refuse and decline all of those orders. You're allowed to decline. Listen to this. You're allowed to decline on any of these apps as much as you want. Just don't accept and then cancel. But you can ignore, you can click that X, you can click decline on any of the food delivery apps. And then if you happen to accidentally accept it, because like for instance, on Grubhub, I don't like their order request screen at all. I've said this before. The accept button is right above the tiny little reject button. It makes no sense. It's way too small, especially if you're trying to push that when you're driving. It should be completely separate like DoorDash and Uber Eats. You have a certain amount of cancellations. I would cancel that so fast if you accidentally accept like a 6, 8 high volume stop request. How do I best manage the stacked orders, either typically the double stacked or a triple stacked request? When it is 2 or 3 restaurants, here's what you're going to do. Number 1, it's understanding your marketplace and trend analysis. So if I got like a McDonald's and a Wendy's, like the worst combo, maybe even a Wendy's or Taco Bell might be the worst combo ever you can get for a stacked order. And if it's late night and it's drive-through only. So you need to understand, well, firstly, has the restaurant been on the ball? And I can kind of visualize where it is in my marketplace when I get that request. How's parking around there? Again, have they made me wait before? Now, if you're new, just use your general local market knowledge of, okay, how popular is this restaurant? Do a lot of people go out here late at night? And would I expect a higher volume of orders that might constitute a longer wait time? To clarify, it is not an auto decline at all. It's not an auto ignore. If you see a double or a triple stacked request, 2 or 3 restaurants, it doesn't mean just automatically decline it. Absolutely not, because those stacked orders can pay very well on all 3 of those food delivery apps. I just want you to understand, again, the trend analysis. Have they made me wait before? And if you're new, you're going to have to get some reps in, especially, again, you can use your local knowledge, but you're going to have to get some reps in because over time, you'll need to understand, okay, that place has made me wait almost every single time, or this place gets absolutely swamped. The Chipotle's, whatever it is, it's always behind. Because otherwise, this shift, it's kind of a testament to what can happen. I mean, it's not awful. Take a look. So 5:50 p.m. until 7:50 p.m. and it did start to taper off. That's another thing. So this was a Wednesday. Just kind of understand, okay, how's the pulse of the city during this time? Are Wednesdays usually busy or slower? Or it can just be a wild card. I mean, it's kind of tough. Sometimes it's just going to be slow. So based on the gross revenue, $35.85, my gross revenue per hour, $17.93. It's a miss, not the worst miss, but certainly at the lower end of the bell curve of what I want you to earn. 4 deliveries completed, 4 tips received. Higher tips on Grubhub, I'll tell you that, $6.50 on average, because truly I feel like Grubhub can have those one-off opportunities. That's an exceptional dollars to mile ratio. Business miles, 10 miles, a $3.59 payout per mile, which is very good. But again, I'm sitting around, which kind of explains that. And based on those business miles, a tax deduction of $6.25. I hope these problems are now going to be resolved. At least you have the best practices to best utilize your time so you're not sitting around and wasting your time. So if you got value in this video, drop a like. You can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.